Welcome to my channel, Tools for Ascension by Wolfgang, and today my gift to you is about a job search, finding a job. Why are you dissatisfied with your job? And if you change, what's going to expect for you? And so many people nowadays are in this situation, also my clients. They are not satisfied, with their work environment, especially empaths. And or they get fired, and this will happen a lot nowadays. There are a lot of social changes. Artificial intelligence will replace a lot of, normal jobs, routine operations. And, people are waking up and, they want to, work in a different work environment, that is more conducive to their soul. And but, you have to have income, you have to live, and the social welfare system, only lasts that long. So what should you do? Should you spread them, bend over, and sell out, or should you, hold on to your dreams, being willing to maybe live in a car? And well, in this video, we shall explore the more woo-woo reasons. Maybe you have been cursed, to have troubles with your job, or to always land up in the wrong job. Maybe you took vows, to never work from somebody else again. There are maybe entities, that trying to screw up your life and make sure, you're always suffering. Or your ancestors, trying to affect you. So there are, a lot of, reason, why we are in this situation. So, but let's just start, very simple here. I mean, I've been looking for jobs myself, and, first of all, some 3D, advice to you. And take it or leave it, sometimes it may resonate with you, so then take it, otherwise, leave it. So, first of all, I think it's good, it's very confusing, your situation. So you don't want to hold the whole situation in your head. So, you make lists. So, for instance, what are your talents, and maybe things that you can show for, make a list. And do you know the right people? Who could help you? Neighbors, aunties, drinking buddies, whatever. And then also, make a list, how to invest your limited resources. There are priorities, and probably playing video games should not be number one. But, you want this on paper. And then also, consider what kind of work environment do you desire. So I've been in work environments that are very unfavorable. And, basically exploited, way too hard, and on and on and on. And so, for instance, for me, I want to have fun with my coworkers. Yeah, I don't want to have, work with somebody that's always sour and so on. Because I'm an empath. So that's important for me. And I also want to be valued for what I do. Not just looked down upon and always criticized. No. I like people, to, appreciate my expertise. And, I've had jobs like that. And, especially, if you have trade secrets and skills, these are very, very powerful in a work environment. And then also, you want to have a good work environment. I mean, I've seen people living under an air-conditioned vent, freezing. But also, you want to have maybe something nice and safe, regarding EMF, air, noise, touch. So I had to work with inks and solvents, inhale them, in the harsh work environment. And let's say if you're a prison guard, that's also a harsh emotional work environment. And is it like, something, emotional or morally questionable? I mean, are you planning to sell, pressure sell timeshares to weak-minded people that can't afford? So, also, do you want comfortable money? Or you want to work very hard? And how about your commute? I'm spending 1 to 2 hours in a car is not only dangerous, and it's also very expensive. So, do you want to have a nice commute, at least in a short commute? And, some people really want to make it to the top of the dung heap. And that's called a career, and it takes all of their energy, probably. There's not much left for maybe your partner or for any children, or personal development. So I came to the conclusion that it might be much better to have a no-brainer job, where you're doing just fine, you're comfortable, you have way more capacity than what you're applying. But you're not taking the problems home. You do this in your dreams. I mean, it's not a challenge, and so then you have extra energy, for your personal project. This is something, that I liked. Not some you come home, and then bang on the couch and you're wiped out, or you have a weekend free and sleep the whole weekend. So, so the style, of job is quite important. I mean, so for instance, I've seen, a guy got promoted to CEO of a company here in where I live. And then they also made him a CEO, of, the sister company in another continent, South America. So this guy got more money, but they worked him to the bones. There was no time for him probably to be with his family, constantly traveling back and forth by airplane. Yeah. So really, you make the money, but then what kind of lifestyle do you have? Yeah. So then some other more things, I mean, your resume definitely, is quite important, and, I would use artificial intelligence, to at least get it calmed over. And I also found that many companies don't hire directly. I mean, yeah, if they need somebody, very special, they have a scout, a headhunter. So your resume has to be, on these kind of websites, where you're applying for. But, many companies don't want to deal with this, and they use temp agencies, to fill their position. And then, they observe you maybe for a couple of months, and if you show up in time, don't cause trouble, and, they like you, and you perform well, then they hire you on. So that's, several times I got a foot in the door to companies like that. And then, of course, is also, the internet jobs, or remote jobs. So this is, you don't need to commute in this, and you might then suffer from social isolation, I have to say. But, wherever you are, you can, hold down a job, so you become a digital nomad, so to say. And while you, sending out all those resumes, and you have extra time and energy, invest this time. So for instance, I took advanced Photoshop lessons, and Photoshop Explorer, these kind of things. And, later on, it helped me to get a job. For those skills. I also, learned, build a website, learned website building, and I did a lot of photography that I actually use in my videos here. And now for the yogis and hardcore spiritual people, before you go into a job interview, try to work up to 10 minutes breath of fire. I have a video about breath of fire. It kind of goes like this. Do this in the parking lot, of course, not in the waiting room. But your chi is going to be so up and you're going to be so focused, you're always going to make a good impression. You have a calm focus, then you're not going to be hyped up like caffeinated, or other stimulants. Probably they have seen it all, those guys. All right. So, now we shall go into the guided meditations. So, yeah. First of all, decide whether you want to lay down or sit on an office chair. If you want to really remember the answers, I suggest you sit on an office chair. But laying down, you definitely will probably go to sleep. And the thing will also affect your subconscious, but you won't be aware consciously. So both are good. It's way better than doing nothing. All right, so, take up, whatever position you want. And you want to maybe put on headphones. Yeah, if you're sitting close to your computer, and then close your eyes. And we ask that everything that happens here in this guided meditation, and as a result of our guided meditation, is going to be for our highest good, and is also in divine harmony with the most benevolent outcomes. Amen. And just nod and agree. And we ask that we use our time and energy in the most effective, efficient way, getting right to the root cause, about your job situation. Find out the highest and best timeline, that is aligned with you. And yeah, clear any resistances and obstacles, and maybe even bring in skills, that will, and guidance that will help you. And we want to have a great time, and we want to be completely safe and protected by Source, by the divine angels of love and light, by the divine dragons of love and light, of highest wisdom and love. So please make sure that we are not being manipulated by the dark, or attacked or taken revenge of, or controlled or siphoned by them, to keep our energy safe and protected. And to agree again. So the grounding that we have, the connection to the earth energies, pretty much determine how in harmony you are with the earth world. So when you ground, you are a good materialist. Of course, this should be supplemented with the heaven energy, so you have good materialism, with heavenly insight, appreciation, and refinement. So it should be balanced. But, right now, if you're looking for a job and not desperate, in your survival, you need grounding. Especially the root chakra, that's your survival chakra. So you want to be in harmony with the earth world. Very, very important. You don't want to get all caught up on the mental plane, confused. What to do. Ground yourself. And then, you can go very logical step by step by step by step. So, just have your eyes closed and smile. And imagine that through your root chakra, you're pulling, the love of Mother Earth, her chi, her life force, from a pure place from her, all the way up your spine, above the head. You can keep your tongue at the palate. And on the exhale, you send this energy back into the earth to be recycled, and then you pull the earth energy up again above the head, and then go down, and see how this flows. Of course, try to inhale as deep and as long as possible, and same with the exhale, like I'm doing this with my mouth open so you can hear the noise better, but it should be done with your mouth closed. And smile, 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 and that way the chi becomes loving. That's a type of alchemy. It's one of the best alchemies I know. And now you start imagining that these energies turns into like a violet flame that purifies, all, your spine, your sushumna, the nervous pathways. And then on the exhale, of course, that purifies, the dark chi that's piled up on the floor below you, or whatever else is below you. So, violet light up. And then violet light down. Violet light up. And violet light down. Yeah, ooh, now I'm getting fun. And now on your right leg, also pull this violet light all the way up the leg, the side of your body, through your arm, out the top. I know it's a long way, and well, this is pretty advanced stuff, but just do as much as you can. You can't go wrong with this. It's purifying. It's good. Any type of brooming or cleaning your pathways is good. It's better than not doing it, And then on the exhale, scorch and purify whatever is below you. I do it with my mouth open, otherwise the noise gate filters it out. You should have your mouth closed. Ooh, the whole right side is starting to tingle, activating very good. Let's do the same flamethrower or violet light thing on the left side. It takes about 5 seconds for it to kick in. Actually, you hear me doing the Vijay breath, but with my mouth open. It should be done closed. It's a technique that actually increases the nitric oxide production. The stuff that expands, your vessels, prevents heart attacks, etc., into your blood, or into your air, and then into the blood, to be precise. Okay, so the body is buzzing now, and now really smile and connect, with the Earth Mother and your subterranean divine aspects, that are higher dimensional of love and light, of highest love and light. Imagine pulling their love into you, and then sending your love to them through this open pathways. Deep breathing, and smile. You don't want to scare them, huh? No. Keep your tongue at your palate. Okay, yeah. Now, you might even, get a big buzz and tingling, all over your body. Feel lighter. Let's just quickly ask them to purify from you, all the dark thought ones that you have picked up or that were sent to you by others, whether by osmosis or intent, for your highest good, of course. Just nod and keep on breathing and smiling, and it's kicking in now. It should be, with some people that are sensitive, quite intense. Okay. And now let's ask, for that aspect of the divine aspect of your soul that, is concerned about you, and can help you about, finding a job, this whole issue about your employment and your dharma, the purpose in your life. That aspect, let's call this into your body now. And by now, those of you that are sensitive might feel a shift in them. Your posture may become better. You probably feel larger around your shoulders, a little taller, more effulgent. And now imagining unzipping along the spine to the presence of your higher self there, whatever aspect that is. Of course, we ask that it is of love and light, of the highest love and light. And let's start to communicate. So first of all, let's set up a code. A yes would be an upflow of energy from the heart to the head. So we asked your high self to please give you a strong yes now. And that may take a few seconds, up to 5 seconds. And if you couldn't feel this, we asked that your high self makes it a lot stronger now, pretty please. Okay, and some of you may get a different body sensation for yes, that's okay. Assume that as a code. Let's ask then what is a no, and a no would be a downflow of energy from your heart down, feeling like a download. Of course, the stronger it is, the stronger the no. So please give us a strong no. And if you couldn't feel this, ask your high self to make it a lot stronger. Cool. I mean, I really found in my daily work that, if you tell them to make it stronger, they can make it stronger. Or if you ask them to slow it down or do this and that, they can do so. They're not necessarily always so sure about their calibration. So, to work together to calibrate things is a good idea. All right. So, let's see. Your job. So when you think about your job, and other people's opinion about your job, so your job, there is a lot of energy around this whole idea of having a job, of maintaining a job, of having to go to a job. So, how much of positive energy, do you have in this whole idea, around the job? Is it more than 50%? Is it more than 25%? Is it more, well, is there no positive energy, around your idea about a job? Yes or no? So now let's explore how much negative energy, is with you around the idea of a job. Let's say 100%, would be really bad, and 0, no trauma around jobs, so to say. So, do you have about a maximum 100% negativity around your job? Yes or no? Is it less than 50% negative energy around your job? Less than 25% negative energy around your job? Yes or no? Okay. And now, of course, let's ask the angels and dragons of love and light that support us, that love us and are aligned with Source, to please increase, the positive energy around us getting a job that is really compatible with us and remove as much as possible without us having to look at the details. Any negative energies around us getting a job. Amen. 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 So let's get into karma now. Let's ask, do you have bad karma around getting a job? Yes or no? Is this mostly from this lifetime? Yes or no? Is this mostly from a past lifetime? Yes or no? And in this past life karma around jobs, were you an abuser of others around jobs? Yes or no? Or in this past life karma, were you the one abused by others around jobs? Yes or no? And do you have past life karma with your current employer? Yes or no? And do you have past life karma, with your current trouble coworker? Take your pick and, ask. And is, working, for, pick your company name in your best and highest interest? Yes or no? Okay, let's ask, smile like anything, and pump love. And we ask the angels and dragons of love and light to please clear as much karma and stuck entities from you and whoever was on the other side of the interaction of the fence. Yeah, please clear this karma, spells, curses, vows, and other interferences, as much as possible now without us having to look at these details. And for details, you either do your own meditations or, you come to a professional like Wolfgang or another hypnotherapist, past life regressionist, shaman, healer. Okay, oh yeah, this is getting better and lighter, very good, very good, very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep on smiling. I feel a lot in my heart. Yeah. Okay, so, well, another category of things, that are blocking you besides karma, are curses. So curses, they are can be an accumulation of a lot of, dark thought forms sent to you by somebody, habitually every time they see you, they're like, oh, you're this, unmentionable, and send this to you, or they maybe get all their friends together and make a big ceremony, like a black magic ceremony, and send you a whole bunch of bad energies and other things. So, so one is like, not organized, and the other one is organized. Yeah. So, curses, affecting, your finding a decent job? Yes or no? And did the majority of those curses come from in potency, from this lifetime? Yes or no? And are they coming from past lifetimes? Yes or no? And let's ask, in how many lifetimes, were you cursed, regarding jobs? There might be a number popping into your mind. And, in how many lifetimes did you curse others, regarding their jobs? And do you have any past lifetime outstanding curses with your current employer or co-worker? Take your pick, yes or no. Do you have present time curses with your current employer or co-worker? Take your pick. And, some of you might just, consider, certain companies, or just moving there. And, there's always a lot of change involved. So, are there any curses, still outstanding with your future employer? Yes or no? Well, let's just ask the divine, dragons of highest love and light to please clear this as much as possible now. At least the stuff we don't have to witness there. Amen, amen, amen. And you definitely feel probably some upflow of energy above you. Yeah, also clear any booby traps and other, backup systems, safety devices, locks, bombs, etc. around those curses and other contraptions. This may just still be going on, but let's just move on. And are there any curses blocking you from finding decent work? Yes or no? Are there any vows blocking you from decent work? And let me just give an explanation. You might have vowed never to work for somebody anymore because they completely cheated you, abused you, and so on, and had stupid ideas, and the whole thing, went to, and you would have done much better, and so, I want to be free, and this and that. Vows like this. So, are you affected by vows like this? Yes or no? And also, I find in my work there are a lot of prostitutes and slaves. They got cursed by their pimps, and owners. Not necessarily, themselves. They hired people, that were experts. To make sure, the slaves get stuck, they can't run away, they do not find a job or employment in the living, outside their masters' realm. Yeah, it has been done, so many times. Are you affected by something like that? Yes or no? Yeah, we like to have those cleared. Please, 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 please. Of course, also the vows. And are there any entities, on the astral plane blocking you from finding decent work? Yes or no? So are these entities mostly human ghosts? Yes or no? Human ghost, this might be, ex-haters, from other lifetime or from this lifetime, that want to see you suffer, and of course one way to see you suffer is, blocking you getting any job. But then there are also other beings, besides human ghosts, and so let's just go through there. Are there any jinns attached to you that cause that? Yes or no? Or iconic attachments? Yes or no? Are there any gargoyles blocking you? Yes or no? Are there any gnomes blocking you? Yes or no? Are there any compromised fairies blocking you? Yes or no? Well, how about the Greys? Yes or no? How about any reptilians? Yes or no? How about any Alpha Draconians? Yes or no? How about any Anunnaki, Dark Anunnaki? Yes or no? And now we ask, the divine angels and dragons of highest love and light to please, clear those. And, send those entities back, to where they're, where divine. Reconstitute them to the divine state anymore, or take them to the courts of divine justice. Whatever is for the highest good there, please. And clear their spells, curses, and baggage from us too. Amen, amen, amen. Same for the ghosts. Send them to the Arcturian love healing and ascension temples, or to the courts of divine justice. But give them a preview, about the timelines that they're going to be entering, depending on their attitude. Amen, amen, amen. The smile, agree, pump love as much as you can. And there might be quite some intense sensation here for you. And so, not all the problems that we perceive as humans are like, hostile or karmic unto us. Your soul may volunteer, for certain lessons. Because, on their plane, where they're residing, they don't have these kind of experiences. So their kind of soul is going slumming, so to say, yeah. And so, first of all, does your high self, was it planning to clear all the pain, fear, and dread? These very unpleasant emotions that have accumulated, over lifetimes, with you, with your soul, or with your ancestors, regarding work, slavery, and providing, yes or no. So that's a big one, yeah. So now we ask the most merciful beings, of divine love and light, to please clear, as much of this pain, fear, and dread, and unpleasant emotions and thought forms, that have accumulated, from our ancestors, from us. Many times they get passed on. Amen, amen, amen. And many times, in many lifetimes I find, that servants, even jesters, they make a mistake, they get kicked out, and they don't survive long. a year, maybe 2 years. Some, they die, within a couple of months or within a few days. So employment, meant, many times life or death. So, are there any lessons, that your higher self, wanted you to learn, with your current employer? Yes or no? And if you're considering a future employer, are there any lessons that your higher self wants you to learn with them? Yes or no? And well, let's ask, what type of lessons, your higher self would like you, to learn in your work environment. The more you know, the more you can adapt, and nip a all of karma right there in the butt. So, how about humility? Are you supposed to learn a lesson of humility? Yes or no? How about discipline? Getting up every morning or late at night, dressing, driving, showing up. How about discipline? Are you going through this to learn discipline? Yes or no? Or is this kind of a type of a resistance training, where you learn how to put up with frustration, not to punch anybody out, under stress, so to say, or get you used to the stress in preparation for that is to come for you? Yes or no? How about the lesson of, taking back your power? Putting up healthy boundaries. Is this one of your lessons around the work area? Yes or no? And sometimes, well, you may have to learn how to cooperate with others in peace and harmony and love, without competition, backstabbing, etc. Is this one of your lessons there in work life? Yes or no? And how about, learning healthy self-confidence? Is this one of the lessons for you, in your work life? Yes or no? So, of course, another really big issue around your job is, you feel stuck. Or you are stuck. Or you might have to move, somewhere else, to get that job. Many people, move, to get their job. And that's a lot of endeavor. It costs a lot of money, resources. You're starting over in a new neighborhood. So first of all, is there a good reason, why you're stuck there? Yes or no? Do you, still have unfinished karma, with this job or coworkers or bosses? Yes or no? Are there any certain bindings, making you stuck there? And contracts, maybe from past lifetimes? Yes or no? Okay. Do you, did your job end? Or do you want to have another job? Or your high self wants you to have another job? That is higher vibration. Yes or no? Or are you supposed to meet new people? Yes or no? So we ask now that, much of this unnecessary karma, spells, curses, vows that keep you stuck or force you to move, be cleared as much as possible so you can focus on the essentials in your life. Amen. Amen, and smile. So another, big aspect around your job, there might be conflicting intents. Yeah. So, of course, we already talked about, that you may not, in past lifetimes, did vows or have a strong intent, to never work for anybody else. Is that still affecting you? Yes or no? And then we like to have this cleared now as much as possible without us having to look at this, by the highest angels and dragons of love and light. Amen. Do you have, job issues? Because there is a conflict, doing what you wanted to do and then doing what your parents want you to do. Do you have a conflict like this? Yes or no? Amen. And sometimes your ancestors, want you to do something, for them or their ideas, which is different, what's your dharma or what your desires are. So are your ancestors interfering, with your job? A job, finding a job, yes or no? Okay, of course, another reason, for having trouble with your job, finding a job, is there a difference between what you want and what your high self wants? Yes or no? So how much, are you aligned with what you considering as a job with your high self's desires? 100% would be completely, zero, of course, the opposite pretty much. So how much are you aligned there? And that job that you are considering, what shall be the long-term physical aspects, effects on you within 2 years? Show us now. Amen. You might just feel pains coming up, or whatever. How about 5 years? And how about 10 years? And the job that are you considering? I mean, you can ask this for leaving, the ones that you want to leave, or the one that you want to get. What is the long-term emotional effect with this job within 2 years? How about 5 years? And then about 10 years. Show us now. And what's the long-term mental effect of a considered, job in 2 years? Five years. And 10 years. And now for those of you that are considering a career as a shaman, as a healer, as a reader, as a channeler, So what are going to be, the long-term spiritual effects for you with this job here in 2 years? Amen. You probably feel a shift in your force field, your heart chakra, etc. Your crown chakra, your grounding is. Pay attention to that. How about 5 years? And how about in 10 years? And let's some more mundane questions. Did you, according to your high self's opinion, Did you, according to your high self's perspective, put out enough resumes? Yes or no? Are the resumes good enough? Yes or no? Should you be doing more cold calls, to human resources department, in your area or other facilities? Yes or no? Should you go through temp agencies? Yes or no? Should you work more on, word of mouth, with friends, relatives, and maybe even put out a reward? Yes or no? Is your outer appearance affecting you not getting a job? Maybe you look like you spent the night in a car, when you show up. Yes or no? Is it your lack of self-confidence that blocks you from getting a qualified job? Yes or no? Is it, self-sabotage, that prevents you from finding a suitable job? Yes or no? Do you lack the expertise, for actually the jobs that you're looking for? Yes or no? Well, now we asked absolute source. And, the dragons and angels, of highest love and light and wisdom, to clear, as much of these patterns and obstacles, as possible that we just mentioned. Or assist us, to clear this ourselves, through guidance, through visions, omens, etc. But do it in a nice way. And, we ask now for, a blessing again, besides the clearing and any aspects of our soul that can return to us now. We invite them to come back to us. And smile. Okay. And so let's ask. So how much positive energy are you having now around, getting a job? Is it like 100%, 50%, or 0? And how much negative energy, is there with you, around the idea, of getting a job? Is it still 100%? 75%? 50%? 25%? Oh, no more negative energies. All right. So we thank all those beings that came in help and facilitated this and blessed us, protected us, and guided us. Thank you so much. And if you were sitting up, I will count to 3 and you will be back in fully vacant day consciousness, fully grounded, fully integrated. 1, to become aware again, of your body, wiggling your toes. 2, you become aware of your room. And 3, you can open your eyes now. All right, this was quite a trip here. And, I know, I've been through these kind of struggles myself. So I wish you the best. Use this meditation, as much as it takes. You can even put it on a loop, play it all night long. Of course, it's a good idea, to look at, specific details. Many times, the higher spiritual authorities, want you to learn a certain lessons, see certain things, understand certain things. They're not going to do all the homework for you. The importance is many times it's learning. So, for that, if you can't do it by yourself, there'd be quite a feat. I offer personal face-to-face Zoom sessions. And, it's very reasonable for what you're getting. So the information is below. And, there are also about more than 400, videos that are, individually tailored to certain topics. That should be cleared, for your ascension. So, take advantage of this. And of course, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, with ringing the bell. That's very important. And, I read all the emails, so, and comments, so you can ask intelligent questions and I shall answer. And like always, I love you a long time. Namaste.